Thank you to everyone for coming and giving your time today. You guys have maybe traveled 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours on this rainy day. Thank you so much for coming. So I'm going to talk about what Threadcorp is selling to its customers and what it is trying to solve the problem. So in cybersecurity, one of the biggest problem is human negligence. So when I say human negligence, so let's say if a hacker wants to hack any organization, it is much easier to hack their employee than hacking their infrastructure. So let's say infrastructure means your websites, applications, mobile apps, all of those. So these are pretty secure now. So but it is much easier to send a phishing email, do a social engineering attack, maybe call your finance guy and then hack them. So this human negligence problem is so big that 95% of all the cyber attack that is happening in the world is because of employee negligence. And this is what we are trying to solve. So to solve this, we have designed a framework called People Security Management, PSM. And this framework is designed in India by Threadcorp, Kratikal, and it is going global today. So what this framework says is, it is divided into 4 parts. Assess, aware, protect, and empower. The 4 products that you see in the screen, it is 4 framework, based on 4 frameworks. So the philosophy is, let's say, we all today communicate with other humans through communication mediums like Instagram, WhatsApp, email, calling, SMS, and a lot of communication mediums, right? So any cyber attack that is going to come to you is going to come from these mediums, right? So you might have faced cyber scam or attacks on WhatsApp. इन्वेस्टमेंट कर लो है ना, एसएमएस में लिंक आ गया, राइट, कोई कॉल कर रहा है, फ्रॉड कॉल आ रहा है, सो आपके कम्युनिकेशन मीडियम से कॉल आएगा. सो इन द फर्स्ट TSAT product, what we do is we simulate attack. So what you see in the real world, what is happening, we simulate. So let's say a cyber security head of a bank, of an insurance company, of government organizations, they can attack their employees and see who is vulnerable, कौन हैक हो रहा है, कौन हैक नहीं हो रहा है. So they can send a phishing attack, they can send ransomware attack, they can call and try to hack the employees. And once you get the visibility कि कौन hack हो रहा है, कौन hack नहीं हो रहा है, so we give a score to every employee. We call it employee vulnerability score. Like you have CIBIL score for your financial transaction, for your credit history. Likewise, we give a score that is based on employees' vulnerability level. We call it EVS, employee vulnerability score. Now, based on this score, we go to the next product, that is TLMs. So once you find कि कौन vulnerable है, कौन hack हो रहा है, कौन hack नहीं हो रहा है, now we have to train them to uplift their awareness level. So in the training platform, which is the TLMS, we have designed it like a Netflix for security awareness. It is very easy, very interesting, very communicative, very interactive. So we have designed something called AI Studio within the platform, which basically designs any kind of content, gamification to train your people, train the employees. Now let's say, for example, I want to train a finance team guy on invoice fraud, right? Any kind of fraud. So there is a game within the platform just to train that particular incident. So any employee in that organization can play that game and learn about security fraud, cyber security incidents, and quickly identify those kind of attacks. So this is one of the biggest library in the world today in multiple languages, any languages, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, Malayalam, Arabic, French, German, all of those languages you can learn about security awareness here. So once we uplift the security awareness for the employees of the organizations, we go to the third step, which is the third platform you can see in the screen, TDMA, which is also the protect. So our also philosophy is we want to protect all of the communication mediums that we use today. Right? So starting with email, so we do your anti-spoofing solution, which is DMA. Now there is a very interesting thing. So one of the fundamental flaw with the email system when it was created in 1970s is anybody can send an email from anybody's email ID. Which means, let's say today courier or a parcel. I can send them courier to you from her name and you'll never know. Right? So we can just write anybody's name on the courier. किसी ने भेजा, किसी को पता ही नहीं. Same thing happens in email system as well. Architecture is flawed. Now to cater this, to protect this, around 10 years back, somebody designed DMARC as a policy. Now, for every organizations, every companies to protect their email system, they have to implement DMARC. Either they take it from Threadcom or they can take it from any other places, right? And also, the biggest, one of the patented feature that we have in the DMARC platform is, if anybody tries to spoof or tries to send an email from your email ID today, in the real time will tell you that your email has been spoofed or kisko ja raha hai, kiske paas ja raha hai. So this visibility is very, very critical on the real time for the security head of organizations. So once we protect the email system, and the last is the empower, which is TPIR. So empowerment, what we do is we basically empower all of the employees in identifying and reporting threats. How do we do that? For example, let's say maybe you have come from via Ola or Uber today, right? So if there is any emergency in the cab, you have a SOS button. And an app में है वो गाड़ी के अंदर भी होता है. So instantly you click on the button and you can think कि कोई rescue करने आएगा, कोई help करने आएगा. But in the internet layer, cyber layer, if there is somebody who is trying to attack you on your WhatsApp, on SMS, somebody is trying to call you from the bank, there is no place you can ask कि ये fraudulent call है, ये सही message है या bank से ही है कि नहीं है. You don't know. So what we have designed in TPIR is, if you get any suspicious email, WhatsApp message, Telegram message, Instagram message, calling, you can quickly on the real time report it to your bank or maybe Threadcom, and instantly will tell you this is good message or this is a bad message. So wherein last year in India, almost consumer fraud was 27,000 crore of consumer fraud, right? And all of those could be prevented by real-time help. मेरे को अभी attack आ रहा है, instantly if I can take help and get feedback, there is a huge risk reduction. So that is what we do for employees of the customers and as well as their customers, let's say banking customers. So this is overall 4 product PSM framework, assess, aware, protect and empower framework that we have built, used today by almost 500 plus organizations and almost 50 lakh plus employees across 24 plus countries and across India. Now, how do we make money? Right? So it's very simple. For any software or any product that we sell to our customers, they have to pay per user per year. So now let's say this hotel maybe have 200 people, or let's say a bank can have 1 lakh people. So they buy that number of licenses. This hotel can buy 200 license, and that bank is going to buy 1 lakh licenses per employee per year, paid every year, renewed every year. And how do we increase revenue in each customer? Is, let's say the customer can buy only one product. They can start with only one, TSAT. And slowly, gradually, we increase their consumption, we increase their risk, we check their risk level, and then we give them other products as well. So there is a huge opportunity of revenue increasing in each of these accounts, right? And how do we sell this? Is through partners, distribution model. So any large enterprise software products that you see is not directly bought from the OEM. Let's say if you go and try to buy a Microsoft license, you basically buy it from the distributors. So likewise, we have distributors across India, across Middle East, US, APAC, Indonesia, Europe. So anybody who wants to buy our products and services, they can buy through those distribution networks. And so that is what we are doing overall. That's all from my end. Yeah, over to Bharatas, who is also our co-founder and CTO. Thank you everyone.